Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to Omen Exitio Plague. And yeah, we just got done with the battle where the village was attacked. It's been a couple days, so I'm doing this to help refresh myself too. Village was attacked. What's his name? Makwawa. Yeah, that's it. That was his name. Yeah, Makwawa. He turned out to be quite the asshole, dumping the bodies down the well. Not the bodies, but the still living bodies. I guess that still means bodies, you know. Even if the body can go, hey, we're still alive, you know, it's still body. But yeah. So yeah, he bit of an asshole, quite the asshole. Then the Germans attacked, and the dude showed up that we had met earlier and was like, hey, what's the information? And then he took all our crap and left. And I've been thinking, I think I need to change my strategy a little bit. What I think I need to do is focus more. Now, we're low on fighting, so I'm going to say no. We are not going to be spending any experience on fighting. Let me turn this mute. But I don't think the music is loud in the video, but it's a little bit loud in my headphone. So yeah, what was I saying? Let's talk about this. We're low on fighting, so we're not going to spend any more experience on fighting. I think we need to focus on 3 skills, and that be it. Medicine and speechcraft are the 2 that I'm pretty sure I want to focus on. We're a doctor. We should be good at medicine. You know, that's just. I don't want to be. I guess we could be, you know, all around good. You know, or good at other things, but be a crappy doctor. You know. Could still finish the story, but that's just my thinking. So do we focus on agility or observation? I do like to be able to talk my way out of things because, as you might know, talking is not the thing I'm the greatest at. Even though I'm doing let's play videos, sometimes I listen back to myself. I'm like, spit the words out, you know. So we're gonna do speechcraft, medicine. Maybe agility would be a good one to do. Because if we're not going to be good at fighting, it's going to be good to be able to avoid things. But being able to observe? Okay, speechcraft, medicine, observation. Decision made. You have left the village in the battle you fought. You're walking, exhausted and forlorn, along with the rest of the troop. However, at least for now, you're in no danger. Stopping does seem like it might be a good idea to rest. Unless the Germans might catch up with us. But I'm thinking resting would be a good idea. So we'll be more likely to be more fresher, you know. More fresher? The captain watches you, turning his gaze to the horizon as if he were mentally calculating your distance from the coast where you moored your ship. After pondering for a short while, he nods. Some rest will do us good. Don't even get to take another step. Your head is spinning. The foliage around you seems to sway in an attempt to reach you, thrust out with darting tendrils that slither and hiss. You lose your balance and fall, hitting your head on the ground. You hear Smith's worried voice asking after you. Let's go, Private. Answer me, Huntington. The captain's voice fades out. You feel like you're sinking, and for an instant, the falling sensation brings you back to Makwawa's village well, falling toward a soft but awkward landing on rotting corpses. Before you can actually come to the end of your downward flight, your senses falter and you lose consciousness. It'd be funny if you just like, just taking a nap, Captain. I like to rest on my nose. The blood gives helps helps keep the face smooth when I wake up. You're home again in the London you know so well. Was it all a dream? The disease, Zanzibar, the battle? Did they really take place? You're walking around your home carrying a tray. It's loaded with hot tea, a cup of sugar cubes, and some butter cookies. You climb the stairs to get to the bedroom and open the door. You immediately turn your eyes toward the reclining woman asleep on the bed. You pause for a while, watching her form caressed by the sheets, and her soft curls spread out across the pillow. Moving closer to the bed, you call to her softly. She doesn't answer, so you put the tray down on the side table and shake her gently, still receiving no answer. Put your hand on her shoulder and gently turn her onto her back. Helen's eyes don't see you, and you're certain they never will again. They're staring at the ceiling, or maybe right through it, probably begging for help in the silence death has cursed her lips with. Your Helen is staring into the void, and you cannot even return her stare. So is this him reliving how he discovered her? Startled, you stand up brusquely, bumping into the tray. It crashes to the ground, shattering its contents. You then lean towards her, holding her corpse in your embrace, desperately trying to give her the warmth of your body. You whisper her name, a subdued litany, but there is no longer a voice to answer you, nor hand to catch your tears. You come to with a stab of anguish. You're lying beside a campfire. You try to stand, but you're too weak. You don't need your medical experience to understand you're running a fever. Your mind immediately turns to the mysterious illness, and a shiver runs down your spine. Have you been infected? You still have no idea as to how the disease spreads, but you believe you've used every possible precaution, and you have never come into direct contact with the natives and the diseased. You fell into a well where they could be infected, but I think it was just like injured people. So yeah. But that guy who attacked, I can't remember when that was. Was the episode before last? You know, there was that crazy guy who attacked. Crap, what's his name? Crap, what is his name? Betsarai. He attacked Betsarai, and you tried, and we tried to defend him, and yeah, and he was bleeding, wasn't he? I mean, and he's checked over the dead bodies too. So I mean, just checking over the dead bodies could be possibly a thing. So you can't say he's never come into direct contact with the natives and the diseased. Whoa, 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 and the natives. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, as fixed to say. Your thoughts dwell upon the night you spent with Lorraine as if they meant to mock you. Maybe the shaman's daughter was ill, although no symptoms were showing. I was just about to point out that he said no direct contact. I was going to say, does penis not count as direct contact? I would expect that that's as direct as you can get. Penis contact is about as direct as you can get with somebody, you know. You force yourself to stand as your stomach grumbles disagreeably, cursing you in every which way, including some extremely violent waves of nausea. It takes you some time before you pull yourself together. Hey Doc, we'd almost decided where to bury you. You're lucky you woke up. That's a polite way to greet me. Smith approaches with a hint of apprehension on his face. How are you feeling, Huntington? So, remember Lorraine? We got a bit close. Bit close. Slightly close. Just slight direct contact of the penis kind. Yeah, let's tell the truth. I don't think we've got it, but you know. I said we might. I didn't say I think I do. Are you sure? I cannot yet be positive, Captain, but I believe my fainting of earlier was not caused by exhaustion. Come on, Huntington, you can't give up now. Keep in mind that it could just be simple malaria. As soon as we get to Stone Town, you'll be able to recover. The captain is dismissing your suspicions, or maybe he's just trying to reassure you. He's completely ignoring the possibility that you're infected, and he turns his back on you as he shoulders his backpack again, before looking you straight in the eye. Now get a move on. We need to get going right away. Yeah, I don't think you got the disease. We might, but I don't think we did. Check my neck, you know. Smith gives you something to eat, and then he's on his way. You don't really feel strong enough for a long march, but you certainly don't have the luxury of resting or falling behind. You stand and follow him, forcing yourself to hang in there. I'm assuming piggyback rides are out of the question. Yo, one piggyback ride to go, please. You head towards the shore with the purpose of reaching the vessel you arrived on as soon as possible. Smith seems very anxious. He is probably worried the Germans could be following you. Look at the map. I feel like this map is underutilized. I think it'd be cool if it updated where you've been at and where you are at this moment. So that would be a cool thing. I looked a little bit in the forums. I was wanting to see. I was trying to see if you could literally fail, like if you could die, you know, or whether you'll get to the ending somehow. You know what I mean? I was trying to find an indication of that, and I saw that they've done some updates to the game since it's been released, and still working a little bit on updates. So I think they're working on a sequel too. So that's cool. I like this game so far, yeah, that might be something they could do in a sequel. Have a more not interactive map, like you can interact with it, but more up to date map. You know, more informative map, maybe. You know, because that just don't really tell me anything. But then again, it might change later on. You know. You head towards the shore with the purpose of reaching. Oh yeah, just read that. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Ryan did. I remember him. Oh yeah, that's right. Betzride did die. Betzride died in the fight against the Germans, and so did Ryan. You and the half Italian shared a lot. How many evenings had you spent talking to him, peeling potatoes, and preparing the ingredients for his delicious meals? The half Italian always knew how to mix the ingredients to create the most satisfying results. In the kitchen as well as in life, his advice has always helped you move forward. Wonder what we could have done differently. I mean, our fighting skills is low. So that makes me wonder. That also makes me wonder if things just do different if your skills are different at different levels. Like it's not the choices, it's not just the choices you make. It's it's your levels. You know, like when the battle starts, you know, like the first couple pages, you know, would it have been differently if my fighting skill had been up by one. It was your fault, and this thought echoes violently in your mind. Meyer was precisely looking for you. Is that even possible? Or are you just daydreaming? He looked for you at Stonetown, and now he pops up in the middle of the war between the Germans and the rebels. This can't be a mere coincidence. Smith's like, man, you're telling a lot today. But I mean, it's good for him to have all the information, I think. Captains, the Germans who attacked us, I am not sure they were aiming at the rebels. Could all be connected to the disease. What do you think they wanted exactly, Huntington? They call it stings. Maybe it's the stings that infect? Although the scary thing is, what if there's something coming out? What if the... What's that? What do the holes look like again? I can't remember. Notes. Yeah, I don't think anything could crawl out of that. No, I think those are like tooth marks or stings. I mean, I say tooth marks because it's on the neck. Vampires' teeth. Of course, that's not your typical this would not be your typical vampire, but when you think of stuff on the neck, you typically think of vampires. So maybe that's what maybe there's something that bites and causes it. I also think teeth because there's 4 of them. There's not. I don't think that is there anything that has like multiple stingers. Normally, if there's a stinger, it's just one. Unless you get stung by multiple bees. But then again, bees or something like that would not sting in like a specific pattern every time. And how many times have we confirmed it? We've confirmed it on the lady in the village, and then the guy who attacked us, right? Has there been a third? But it's been the same thing each time, so. Huntington, I doubt the disease has anything to do with it. There's a secret going. There is a secret ongoing war between us both. This is the only reason they attacked. You can smell dried salt, and you can see the beach on the horizon. He didn't mention the guy who showed up, Meyer. The one where you came ashore at the beginning of the mission. After some minutes, you entered the village where it all started. There lie fresh corpses, but this time they have been killed in a firefight. You fear the Germans are involved, but you keep it to yourself. You continue along the shore, where you find a bitter surprise. The boat you arrived here on is unseaworthy, as the keel has been damaged, probably by a storm. Smith lowers his shoulders, losing his flawless military posture. If we say we should, I feel like if I say we should look for a boat, I feel like Smith would look at me and be like, yeah, no shit. We're on land. We need to get on water. Of course we need to find a boat. And who is Ed? Is Ed O'Bannon? Is Ed and O'Bannon the same one? Same person? Yeah, Ed O'Bannon, okay. Let's hope he helps out, because I made an issue, or made a really tried to keep him involved during the training mission. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it. Let's see if Ed can help us here. Ed, you got any ideas? Don't even have time to word an answer when a voice interrupts you from behind. So wait, that decision didn't matter? Y'all turn. It's a villager talking, approaching you all from the sand. He smiles and speaks English effortlessly. Good day, soldiers. Do you need to cross the sea? I was just about to leave my boat. Everyone except for Germans are welcome. Turns out the man lives on the coast nearby. He often trades with the British. He exhibits a certain distaste for the Germans. He has a small vessel on which you could sail to Zanzibar. You know what? I don't know if I like how Smith is like letting me make all the shots. He's the captain, I mean, and these are not medical decisions, you know. If it were medical decisions, like, yeah, you know, I'm the doctor, you know. Yeah, let's trust them. The captain nods, tired. He agrees with you. Although I guess this one instance maybe makes sense since, you know, he's tired and he's like, it said that he gave up his normal military posture. So, the man answers with a smile and gestures for you to follow. Once again, the sea surrounds you. This time, however, the open blue expanse cradles you and you feel genuinely lighthearted. You're leaving a threat further and further behind you, although rather than leaving, you could say you ran away. The man who's helping you return to Zanzibar doesn't have a very large boat, but it's still big enough to carry you all to Stone Town. You have lost most of the squadron's men during the battle against the Germans. What is your name? Abbas. Okay, we don't have enough to level up, do we? Okay, so speech, medicine, and observation. Speech, medicine, observation. Let's not forget that. Why are you helping us? Let's ask. Let's say I'm indebted to the British Army. He smiles and says no more, but looking him in the eyes, you get the idea that he must have suffered a great injustice or abuse at the hand of your adversaries. You think the kindness he shows you is due to his hatred he carries toward the Germans rather than his friendliness towards the British. Let's be nice to him then. You remain fixated on the hypnotic motion of the waves, tiny ripples that engulf each other, vanishing in the foam from where they had only just materialized. Then you turn to your comrades. I almost said turn on your comrades. You jerk faces! Just out of the blue. Smith sits in the corner of the boat, packing his pipe with his eyes fixed on the horizon, deep in his thoughts. Then you turn to look at O'Bannon, noticing a deep wound on his right leg. His trousers are completely soaked in blood. Ed, you're bleeding. This, you mean? Don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. Okay, Monty Python. Although I know that people said that before Monty Python, but now people can't say it. People could be like bleeding, you know, and they'll be like, "Hey, it's just it's okay." I was gonna say they could be bleeding to death, but then they wouldn't be tempted to say it's just a flesh wound. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm bleeding to death. Help me." Either the booze is soften the pain, or it's going to his head once and for all. We have to treat it. He's bleeding all over the place. Oh crap. You'll borrow a match from Smith and use the small flame to sterilize Abbas's fishing hook. You pour whiskey from Ed's flask onto his wound, hoping it will suffice to prevent it from getting infected. In spite of Ed's inebriation, the wound stings sharply and the boy screams in pain. You tie the hook to the fishing line and begin stitching, but the boat's movements prevent your hands from staying as still as you'd wish. You end up pricking Ed with your makeshift needle. Your young Irish friend can't help but point out you're doing a hack job despite the alcohol in his blood reducing his perception of pain. Leave it, mate. It's nothing, really. I'll be fine. Great. He's going to die. He's going to die or he's going to lose a leg. One of those two. The return trip is slow. The fisherman's boat, unsurprisingly, can't reach the speeds that your previous vessel was capable of, especially with an unfavorable wind. Abbas seems to be doing his utmost, and without ever losing his smile, but he obviously has no control over the weather conditions. Your stomach grumbles, and the others seem hungry too. I have some dried fish. It's not much, but at least we won't starve. You bite and sink your teeth into the skin of the fish you were offered by the fisherman. It's salty and tastes like the sea, but you don't really care. You need to rest and eat something to regain your strength. The sea is calm and setting on the horizon. Your mission in East Africa has completely worn you out. You find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and fall asleep easily, cradled by the waves that softly rock the boat. You are in your flat in London. You're walking a tray in your hands. On top of it, there's a cup of steaming tea, a few sugar cubes, and a tiny plate, and some butter cookies. You climb the stairs, and when you arrive at the bedroom, you open the door. Helen is in bed. She's still sleeping. Okay, we've got points to level up. What I think I'm going to do is going to save it until the next skill check. And then if, like that one right there, if I'd had those points then, I would have put in the medicine and had a better chance, I think. Do we try to wake up our dead wife? Seems is that rude? Seems a little rude. We'll just lie down next to her. We'll just enjoy her being there, since we know she's dead. You put the tray down on the side table. You lay beside her and gently hold her tight. You kiss her face. You brush her cheeks with your lips, and move down to her neck, her sweet scent accompanying you in every motion. She turns to face you and opens her eyes, smiling in response to your affection. Hey, we woke her up anyway. But good. I'm glad she's not. I'm glad she's okay with it. Did you notice something? A dark stain starting to seep out between her teeth. Small at first, then growing larger and larger. The sticky liquid swells out through her gums, dripping from her lips. Same happens to her eyes. Black tears start to streak her face. It's blood, running more and more copiously. Yeah, we're having some rough dreams here. Her face and body bloom with festering sores. Helen's face is painted with terror as she tries to seek help, grabbing at you with her bloodied hands. But you push her away, instinctively putting some distance between you. Her hair falls in front of her face, uncovering the nape of her neck. There you can clearly see the strange punctures you saw on the corpses of the diseased in Africa. Okay. No, it wasn't like that. You're sure she didn't die that way. You move farther away from the bed as Helen falls helplessly on the mattress and starts screaming in a strange unknown language. When she raises her head, she looks at you with demon-like inhuman eyes, as if she were about to turn into a beast. You refuse to look at her. You close your eyes and let out a loud cry in the darkness. Does it tell how she died? Sweet, smart, and extremely beautiful, Helen is your deceased wife. Despite the efforts that consumed you, you weren't able to save her from the disease-like disorder similar to the tuberculosis that struck her. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's similar to tuberculosis. Gotcha. You've been dealing with her guilt. Okay. Similar to it. That confused me a little bit. You open your eyes, startled into sitting up. The stars twinkle in the sky, and below you can only hear the low rumbling of the sea, rhythmically moving the boat. You look around and see that Abbas is the only one awake, although he doesn't seem to mind you. His gaze is fixed upon a precise point in the dark waters, as if his attention had slipped towards what lies beneath the water's surface, maybe far below the abyss itself. The boat jolts abruptly, then begins to roll faster as bigger and higher waves loom over the bow. Man, our luck is so good. We need to try to win the lottery. The fisherman starts to scream in his own language as he struggles to maintain the helm on course. It would seem something is trying to rip it from his hands. The boat rolls violently. The deck's bridge almost cries and groans in pain, as if it were to break at any moment. And then everything ceases. The boat stills suddenly. The sea once again becomes calm and tranquil. Huh, so that wasn't a storm. Weird. The quiet only lasts for a brief moment. Something is coming out of the water, slowly. You can make out a silhouette hanging over the gunwale, swaying faintly. More dark shadows join the first creeping shape in the night, slithering onto the deck, taking hold of the vessel and starting to wrap tightly around it. Oh, dang, a kraken! It was sitting underwater. It was like, cool a boat. Let's get cracking. That's a terrible joke, and I don't apologize. I don't apologize for that. They are enormous tentacles, soon embracing the boat entirely. Once again, you hear the sound of wood groaning under the pressure of those horrific appendages. A tentacle reaches inside the boat like a snake searching for something. That something is you. Okay. You jerk awake, screaming at the top of your lungs. Your travel companions stare at you unnerved. What's up, Jake? Did you have a bad dream? His tone of voice tells you that he's mocking you. Leave it, Ed. I think I'd rather have some whiskey to relax now. Okay. Got some more experience, so that's nice. Stand up and look over the horizon. You hope that some movement, however small, may take away the unsettling sensations the nightmare is up to. Over there in the distance, you can see the land, getting closer. I like how it said some movement. But I'm sure movement that would indicate a tentacle coming up would not comfort them. Okay. Well, we're in a boat. we probably killed Ed. So that's nice. We made progress this episode. But anyway, that is going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next episode. Later there, folks.